Hey everyone, welcome back to Automation. So just because I'm putting out project car videos on my new Infiniti G35 Coupe does not mean that I'm not also doing automation stuff. As you can see here, this is my Infiniti G35 sedan in automation, and I figured today that I would go ahead and change it into the coupe. Because, well, why not? And then we can also do a little bit of a version with some of the mods that I want to do on my project car coupe. So if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out now. I'm going to try and do a new one of those every week-ish. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, let's get back into automation. So for those of you who are familiar with these cars, the platform of them is basically the same. Between my coupe and my sedan, they're not much different overall. It's mostly styling and seats that change things. But in terms of the engine, there is a little bit of a difference. Mostly just it has dual exhaust on the coupe, so that's what I'm going to switch to here. I really wouldn't mind tuning this thing up to 280 horsepower. That little 20 horsepower bump apparently is present between the sedan and the coupe, so I don't know, we'll see. There we go, nice and easy, 280 horsepower. All I had to do was raise the cam profile. That's good enough. Onto exhaust, I'm going to switch it over to dual, and then we need to go a little bit more restrictive to get it back to where it was. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, while I'm here, I may as well paint the engine. Realistically, they're all silver, so I don't know. I'll probably just paint it black. That's what I usually do. Alright, with the engine done, we can get on to the most important part. Now, this body is actually supposed to be an Audi A4. You can tell just because of the fender arches. But I transformed it into this car just because I thought the proportions were correct. The arches are off, but everything else is pretty good, actually. Everything except the arches kind of matches, and I mean obviously this line here for the hood doesn't match either, but we don't have to change too much on the front. It's really just going to be the back that changes, and luckily for us there is actually a coupe variant of this body, and it keeps the same wheelbase, it just changes it so it has one large door on either side, which is exactly how it is on the Infiniti Coupe, so perfect. Now my coupe is actually darker than the sedan. The coupe is gray and the sedan is silver, so I'm going to just bring this over to a more gray color scheme. Something more around here I think makes sense. It really doesn't look the part right now, but we'll start to get rid of some of the sedan features and hopefully get the coupe ones going. So the wheels on my coupe are currently black, just steel rims because they're on winter rims, and the same thing on my sedan too. But I'm actually just going to sell those and swap over to the Summers, and they are Plastidip, so we're just going to go Plastidip black on the wheels. Alright, I think that's it for colors. Not really too much to do. It's relatively simple. I am modeling this after my car, so it's not the same as everybody else's. That's just kind of how this is. I've noticed one thing that's kind of strange is that the door handles on the coupe are different than they are on the sedan. They're the more modern aesthetic, so instead of having ones where you have to grab underneath, you have to, they're kind of more like this. So I'll put some of these on there. The coupe doesn't have the trim on the sides, and this trim down here is actually just body colored, so I'll change that as well, and I think that's the same way with all of this trim, so I'll change all of it. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a bit of a number on the back end, but for now that's fine. Same thing with this up here. Okay, already it's looking a little bit more sleek. It really does look jank though with that back end. Let me see if I can change that. Okay, apparently I can only make it worse. Yeah, it is not gonna get any better than that, unfortunately. I can't shrink these fenders anymore either. Yeah, I've definitely made some mistakes here. Now, I made this car before there was such a thing as 3D fixture placement, so yeah, it's not really got that much detail. It's not particularly crazy. It does have custom lights and stuff like that, but thankfully I'm actually just going to be able to save these. Other than that though, let me try and find the right wheels. I've got quite a few options. Okay, I think that's as close as I'm going to get to the right wheels. We got 6 spokes, these actually have 7, but other than that they're pretty much the same shape with the inner downturn, and then it comes out and kind of goes a bit flat. I haven't taken that good a look at the wheels that I have for this car yet, but I'm thinking that I'm just going to use those stock wheels for budget purposes unless something happens. That's pretty much all I can do because I'm very limited. I'd really like to get IPL rims for the ones that they use on the G37S, I believe. but I really, I mean, I think they're $1,600 by themselves, so I don't know about that for the budget. Okay, something that's pretty important is that there is no big bottom piece like this on the coupe. It's basically just these, and they are much, much larger, so I'm gonna just kind of fake those in a little bit and hope for the best. That's really close. That is shockingly good. I just need to kind of work with it a little bit more. Get rid of this grill. My car also doesn't have any plates right now, so I'm gonna get rid of those. And it seems like the grill on mine is also plaster dipped, so I'm gonna quickly switch over to that. Okay, that's looking a lot nicer. I mean, if I could make the headlights more cloudy, then that would work as well. But other than that, is that everything for the front end? It might actually be. Oh man, it looks like a BMW coupe, doesn't it? Like, just from maybe this angle right here. Actually, this looks like a Rolls Royce. I'm not even close to where I want to be, am I? Okay, the back end. This is where there have to be a significant amount of changes because things are totally different on the coupe versus the sedan. So I gotta get rid of these lights that I made and all of the little pieces that are involved with them, of which there are quite a few. Good news, these are actually colorable, so I'm gonna make them plaster dip just like my car is. No, I did not do this. It came like this, I swear. And this needs to go up here somewhere. This is gonna be really weird because it's the back of a sedan with the components of a coupe, but that's okay. This goes just up at the top, and then I do want to add a wing as well. I'll align these later though, don't worry. Okay, so there's my template for the wing just to give me something to look at. I'm gonna try and fill that in as well. It looks real jank as is, so I mean I gotta do something, but as for now that's gonna be okay. I really just needed something to hold the place for me while I try and fit these backlights on. I think I'm gonna have to make some though, as I don't know if there's anything in here that really makes any sense. So on to the custom taillights we go. Yeah, just gotta find the right shape. Or potentially combination of shapes because there are quite a few different options here. Quite a few different options. Okay, I think I'm onto something. It kind of looks like a Lancer Evo if you just look at it like this, but I swear it's gonna be something good here. At least I'm hoping so. I'm just trying to get these lights to kind of line up the way I want. Just to try and fix things up a little bit, I'm gonna take off all this stuff. We don't need plates yet. We'll work on that in a bit. It looks very, very empty on the back now. The line for the bumper should theoretically be way up here. So it just looks off. I'm gonna have to try and fake that in with body panels, I think. This has gotta be the only way to fix it at this point. What the heck have I done? It doesn't look good at all. I'm in the photo scene because it means that it'll actually load the lighting properly, but I've created an abomination. It's terrible, but I don't know, I might have to leave it. It looks good from a distance if you're blind. Yeah, so now that I've thoroughly ruined the car, I'm going to attempt to unruin it, but also ruin it more by making these exhausts bigger. And they also are going to need a cutout as well in the bumper. I figure I may as well do this before I try and butcher the rest of the lights. I finished off the wing, by the way. It's not ideal. So my car has a really crappy kind of like eBay style diffuser on the bottom of it, so I'm gonna put that on here too. Who knows how this is gonna turn out. Yeah, I think I'll just grab one of these and then kind of shrink it significantly, like really significantly, just kind of like that. Oh wow, it goes in there deep though, hold on a sec. Yeah, I think I know which angle I'm gonna show it from, and it's not this one. Yeah, I don't know. Something's wrong with this. It's just weirdly uncanny. I think that's it. It looks fine from the front, but as soon as you get to the back, it's like, well, I tried. Alright, let me finish off the taillights. I'm still using the modular taillight kit. We're just gonna find some circles and slap them in there, and then... Actually, is it all circles? Hold on a sec. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking I'll use these red lights here. They aren't perfect, but they should work. At least I think so. I don't know about the chrome in the center though. I might end up going with that too. The ones in the actual car, I don't know. We'll just have to fake it in here. Like, obviously the shape of these isn't perfect, and neither is the shape of the actual light housings that I've made either, so yeah, it was never gonna be good. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Um, interesting, I know, very interesting. I did try to fit this in nicer, but it just isn't really working. I know that it's not good. We'll keep working on that as we go forward here, but for now, I think that's it for the body. Like, not really that much has to change. It's just a slightly jankier looking version of the sedan, at least from my perspective. I actually like the coupe styling better than the sedan, but I did buy a sedan first. But now that I have a coupe, I really do like the way that it looks, especially the back end of it. It's super nice. I think I like the 350Z front better, but the Infiniti Coupe back end is just super nice. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the stuff with the drivetrain. Now, it's still going to be rear-wheel drive, still advanced auto, 5-speed, similar top speed and all that kind of stuff. It's basically the same as my car once again. I upped the rim size to 18, and I actually don't know what the tire size is. I believe it's 225 to 45. That's the proper wheel size, but I'm not sure. That is, however, going to give it a pretty decent like stance, which is nice. I changed the offset just a little bit. Plus, it's going to give it a pretty decent traction advantage over the sedan. 20 more horsepower, probably weighs a little bit more, I would suspect, but it's going to be probably faster just because of the wheels. We'll race the two of them just for fun. I'm kind of interested, to be honest. Drum brakes and stuff, I mean vented discs, they're not drum brakes. That would be very unfortunate. I think I'm just going to leave those. Downforce, semi-clad, I mean, this is probably going to be fine. All the back seats and stuff. It's actually only 2 seats in the back, so we'll go with that. And for some reason, I don't have entertainment picked, so I'll just go premium CD. All this stuff can stay the same, and suspension I think can probably stay the same too. Over here it is just a little bit lighter, a little bit more power. The engine name is off, but that's just because that's the name that I gave to the previous engine. This one is the coupe version, gotta make sure to name it, otherwise it's gonna override the other one in BeamNG. And I think I'm good to export this. And then after that, I'm just going to quickly go over some of the ideas for mods that I have, and then we'll get into BeamNG. So in terms of mods for my actual project car, basically all that I'm thinking, because my budget is super low, right? I only have $2,000 to spend, and even then I already spent $2,500, so I have to recoup some money and then spend it on the places that actually count. The power plant, the engine, unless something crazy happens, it's not going to change. It's just going to stay exactly as it is, other than basic maintenance and like just trying to keep it running well. That's pretty much it. I mean, I might swap the spark plugs or something like that, but we're not going to supercharge it unless something changes. It's just going to be stock. Although I am thinking I'll probably do an air filter swap or an air intake swap, mostly because those aren't particularly expensive, and the actual stock one on the Infinitis and in the G35s is quite good, but it does have this Z pipe, which does have a lot of extra plastic, so if we can get rid of that out of the engine bay, that would be good in a bunch of different areas. One of them is weight reduction, because what I'm planning on doing is stripping out the back seats, stripping out most of the rear interior. I'm thinking that I'm going to cut the radio off of it, because I don't really need it. I'm intending for the car to be more of like a street race car. I'm not saying that I'm going to go street racing, but more like a race car that can be driven on the street, but it is pretty much dedicated for the track, even though I don't have a track picked out yet or track days or anything like that. So speaking of the track, something that's super important is that it has good rubber, because otherwise it's not going to stay on the track for very long, and I'm going to end up sliding off of it and crashing into the barriers or something like that. So we need some good tires. That's extremely important. Now, it is an automatic, and that sucks. I know. It means that I don't get VVT on the exhaust, only on the intake. It also means I'm reduced to 5 speeds instead of 6, and the manual versions of these cars are way more expensive. That is the reason that I got an automatic, because, I mean, I couldn't afford a manual for my budget. It just wasn't going to happen. The manual transmission swaps in these cars, if I want to get a proper one, which is the CD009, it's probably going to run me something like 2,000, 2,500, which is basically what I paid for the car. And that's if I'm doing everything myself and I'm not upgrading anything as I'm in there, which I probably would want to. So unless there's some ridiculous donations or something like that, that's just not going to happen. I'm just going to focus on what the car is at the moment, just try to improve its like more simple aspects, and we'll kind of go from there. But that is the dream. I want to do full exhaust. I want to do a transmission swap. I want to do like a full air intake setup. I want to rip out the entire interior and cage it and all that kind of thing, but it's all about budget, and so we'll have to see where I'm at sort of as things go on a little bit down the road. So brakes are very important. I don't have the Brembo package, so I'm hoping to figure out how to kind of graft one onto the car. We'll see how that goes. How can I get a Brembo package for these cars used cheap? I think the only way is junkyard, so I'm gonna have to get there and get that, and hopefully it'll bolt up nicely. In terms of suspension, I'm hoping to put 350Z stock springs in it and a cheap set of coilovers from Z1 Motorsport or something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to see what's on eBay and what's on Kijiji at the time. 350Z stuff is an upgrade for this car, so that's kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The exterior is not going to change. It's mostly going to be interior stuff and a lot of weight reduction, attempting to make it as light as possible, considering considering the fact that it is like, it's a big car, it's not that small. But anyway, on to BeamNG. Let's see how they compare to each other. The Coupe versus the sedan in a battle royale of sorts on the grid map for some reason. So I've got some good news. It does look better in BeamNG, although I really should have cut out the exhaust holes. That was dumb. I don't know why I did that, or why I forgot to do that. And another thing as well, this is the first car I've made in a long time that hasn't had an interior. I could have put an interior on it, but I didn't. I honestly just completely forgot that I could even do that. The original one doesn't have an interior, so it's fine to kind of just have them look similar, which they do. They do look pretty similar. I mean, it makes sense. One was made from the other, although I don't really like the holes that have appeared here, and this one seems to have some weird aliasing issues, which are not present on the other car, and it also has giant glowing red eyes in the back for some reason, so yeah, I'll just ignore those and get on to the rest of this. So the car drives as you would expect it to. It drives basically the same as my other one. Again, it's same platform, same engine, 20 more horsepower, so it's theoretically a little bit faster, and in this form it is ever so slightly lighter, so again, you would assume that it's mildly faster. We're going to test that out on the drag strip for sure, just to see what it looks like, but I'm interested to see if the AI can beat me, or if I can beat the AI with either one of these cars, and see how consistent it is, because it seems like with this low of a difference between the two, like, it's really quite small. It might just be very, very close. That's what I would think. And this car also has ESC, which can go into sport mode, which is nice. And that'll let me go ever so slightly faster. I mean, it's an advanced auto, it has ESC, so yeah, you can't expect too much until you turn that stuff off. Or just start manually shifting on your own, I guess. So there we go, traction control is off, and we can go into sport mode, and then that's kind of where things get a little bit rowdy, as you would want for a car like this, I think. If you're a young teenager. That seems to be the demographic for these cars all these years later. I am definitely not one of those. I don't know why, but I really do like Infinitis. I kind of see Infiniti as a bit of an underdog at the moment. Mostly because their cars are not quite as good as they used to be. Back in these days, they were out there actually fighting with BMW for the hot sedan market, and here we are these days, and I mean, Genesis has taken over. That's not to say that Infiniti's bad, though. I just think that, personally speaking, if I had the money to buy a brand new sports sedan like that, I'd probably buy a Genesis, even though I'm the owner of two Infinitis at the moment. No brand loyalty for me. I just go with what's best at that time. Anyway, though, I think it might be time that we head over to the West Coast map and do a drag race or 3 or more. I like drag races mostly because it's a very easy way to compare cars. and in this game it just it makes perfect sense. So yeah, there's a bit of destruction for you, and onto the drag strip. So you probably could tell already, but I am absolutely exhausted as I film this. I apologize in advance for all the, I don't know, I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out. That's just the way sometimes. I made this mistake a lot of times in the past, but if you don't put it in park when you're using it automatic on the drag strip, it will drive itself out of the range of the drag strip, and it just simply will not work. So I'm going to go over here and pick out the regular G35. We are going to race against the teen one as well at some point. And let's go ahead against this one, see if I can do any better. Now I'm just going to leave my ESC on because, oh my goodness, we're in comfort mode. That's not going to work out, is it? Oh geez. I'm going to go S1 at the start here. And... okay, so I don't have to do anything, which is very, very strange for me. S1 is definitely going to beat out this car, I think. Yeah, wow, it's weird to hear two of these engines at the same time. But there's the difference that Sport makes over regular. 13.9 for that car, 13.4 for me. I want to try that again though. Let me just go with a regular transmission and see what happens. So I'll put the car in drive, and I start a little bit late. Again, it's weird to drag race with an auto. Actually, drag racing with an auto is most common because autos are faster than people think they are. It's not ideal for the track though. A 13.4, 13.9. So that car is a very consistent 13.9, and I'm doing well as a 13.4. I think I'm going to try that again, only I'm going to drive the sedan and see what happens. Alright, so sedan v coupe, except it's me versus the coupe over there. And I'm going to keep it in drive this time just to make sure that we're on an even playing field. Okay. Alright, so that car is definitely quicker. I did not adjust the gearing at all, so very, very strange. That car is shockingly quicker. Oh no, is the AI just better than me? Is that what this is? 14.1. Yeah, the AI is better than me. My goodness. Let me try that again. Alright, we're all staged up, and I start a touch late once again. That car is slapping me. My goodness. Apparently one car of mine can beat the other. I can't say I'm too surprised by that, but come on now. Gotta do better. 14.1 again. Okay, I gotta make some changes here. First change I'm gonna make is say goodbye to the ESC. That's gonna be off. Second one is I'm going into sport mode, and I'm gonna try my hardest to beat this guy. Come on, we gotta beat AI here. Oh, that's a little bit better. That's, oh my goodness, he's still gonna slap me. Goodness, those wider wheels though, that was the difference maker. The coupe has 245s on the back, the sedan is 215s all around, and that was actually slower. Oh my goodness. Okay, so apparently a drag race is not quite as fair as I thought. Just because I widened the wheels on the coupe so much, it just, I don't know, just can't, I can't compete with the sedan. Okay, I'm gonna try it using, well, something that's a little bit weaker. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. We have my turbo kind of ricer edition G35 versus the much wider tired coupe over there. Now this thing, I don't remember exactly what I did to it, but I remember that I messed it up a lot because it has twin turbos, as you can see. I believe it makes something like 300-ish horsepower, like 320 or something like that. It's got stuff on the back of it that, you know, that makes it go faster. It's still a sedan with skinny wheels versus a coupe with fat wheels, so I'm not expecting too much. I am, however, going to turn off ESC, and I'm going to hope for the best. Let's do a couple rounds of this one and see if I can't just do ever so slightly better. Okay, I'm staged up. But they aren't. Uh-oh. Okay, I guess the AI wouldn't stage it up that time for whatever reason. However... oh, okay, that's better. Come on, turbo, turbo! VTEC, get in there. This thing has way more power. Oh no, the wide wheels got me again. 13.5, 13.2. Okay, so the turbo, I guess it's eBay turbo kit version. Definitely quicker, but still, I can't match the wide wheels of the coupe. I'm disappointed in myself, to be honest with you. Okay, so what I did this time is I lowered the tire pressures down quite significantly. I mean, like very, very significantly. And I'm hopeful that that'll get me... Oh, that's a better launch. Oh no, is it gonna be worse? Yeah, it's gonna be worse. It's definitely gonna be worse. I was hoping with like a tire pressure of 5 on the back that it would help me. I put it at like 17 on the front. But apparently I cheated because I didn't get a time. Who would have thought? Okay, I'm doing everything I can do to try and beat this car. I've adjusted the tire pressures. I took a whole bunch of fuel out of this car so it's even lighter. And... okay, that was a good start. That was an excellent start. Come on, I'm way lighter now that I have like 40 liters less of fuel. Can I beat it? Oh, it's so close. Tire pressures are still low. And I did it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it took some like legit tuning and cutting out a whole bunch of fuel from the tank to be able to get past the coupe. Just wider wheels make such a difference. I gotta keep that in mind when I'm actually building the car. But yeah, anyway, I just jam in reverse at 100 kilometers an hour there and break the engine just for fun. This thing's a piece of garbage, but yeah, that coupe is actually decent. Let me switch back to it. Yeah, you know what? The back end is actually growing on me. It's not as bad as I thought it was. It definitely doesn't look right, but when you're looking from a distance and you're not studying that like bump there too closely, it's not that bad. It does vaguely resemble an Infiniti G35 Coupe. Emphasis on vaguely. But you know what, I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun making these semi-realistic cars and racing them against each other. Let me know what you think. But yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know again what you think of this car and the other cars that I've shown you so far. I wonder if any of this knowledge is going to translate to real life when I attempt to build the rest of my actual cars. It's weird that I can say my cars now because I've actually got 2 of them. Very, very strange feeling, to be honest with you. But honestly, I would not be in this place without your support. I would not be able to buy another car or be able to justify buying another car without your support, so thank you for that. Obviously, the join button, people, I'll be reading out your guys' names soon. And those of you who just subscribe and watch these videos, thank you a lot. If you made it this far, though, you should definitely subscribe. I'm going to keep putting out videos like this, and if you like my IRL stuff too, then you're going to want to watch the progress of that. I'm hopeful that people will be interested in what I have in store. And yeah, we're going to take a look through the car in the next video and hopefully, ooh, brakes are fading. But hopefully be able to check out what's inside of it. And then I don't know what the heck is going on with automation anymore. I'm just kind of like planning ideas as we go. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Let's hope that doesn't happen in real life. I just want to go ahead and thank those who have chosen to support this channel via the join button. You guys are awesome. Overlord, Cutie Bear, Terry Williams, The Most Random Person, Jean Valpalms, Paradoxical, G.A. Pope, Davis, The German Dude, and Jug. Thank you guys for your support, and to the supporters as well. Yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate your support on the last video as well. I think I might start diverting join button like revenue to project car stuff. Let me know if you're okay with that. I just want to know if you guys are down with that idea. Anyway, see you again next time. And yeah, keep sticking around for more of these like strange outtakes. I tend to say weird stuff when I'm done recording and then it's like, bam, finished. But yeah, not this time. Please no.